Welcome to your deep dive into the Florida Fastpitch 2025 FHSAA 4A State Softball Preview.
Great to be here. You've laid out a really detailed set of predictions for us.
Yeah, covering everything from the regional quarterfinals right through to a projected Final Four and even the state championship.
So our mission today is to unpack all that, right? Look at the key factors, the big matchups.
Exactly. And maybe spot some potential surprises. We'll dig into team strengths, individual standouts, and, what it might take to win that 4A title.
And it's great we have breakdowns for all four regions. It gives us a complete picture.
Absolutely. So Region 1, Baker County, Arnold, Fort Walton Beach, Columbia, those are the top names.
And Region 2, Lake Region, Vanguard, Lake Wales, O'Galley.
Region 3's got Osceola, Clearwater, Seminole, Hudson.
And Region 4 looks stacked with American Heritage, Somerset Academy, Archbishop McCarthy, and Key West.
Okay, so we'll work through each region, look at the path forward, and then get to those semifinals and the final clash. Ready to jump into Region 1.
Let's do it. First quarterfinal, 1 Baker County versus 8 Choctawhatchee. Baker County looks pretty strong here.
Okay, their pitching definitely jumps out. Riley Walker, 1.71 ERA. Grace Masterson, wow, 0.98 ERA. 96 strikeouts in just 57 innings. That's a serious 1-2 punch.
It really is. Walker inducing weak contact, Masterson bringing the strikeouts. Tough for any lineup.
And the offense seems solid, too. Bailey Shields hitting .534. That's huge. Plus, Chloe Johnson at .359, Kentley Payne at .355. Consistent.
Yeah, they keep the pressure on. Now, Choctawhatchee relies a lot on Anna-Marie Gilbert, both pitching and hitting.
But that 5.72 ERA and 10 homers allowed in, 109 innings? That could be an issue against Baker County.
That's the concern, yeah. Unless Choctaw can really disrupt their rhythm early, that pitching difference looks significant. Baker County is the clear favorite here.
Okay, moving to the next one. 4, Arnold against 5, Clay. This feels potentially tighter.
Could be. Arnold's got a deep lineup. Jaden Ray is batting .421, Layla Kern .408, Haley Sexton .378. They seem aggressive.
And Bray Clark in the circle, 1.47 ERA, 248 strikeouts. Incredible numbers. But those 8 home runs allowed. Maybe an opening for Clay.
Possibly. Clay will need to jump on any mistakes Clark makes. They'll lean on their freshman pitcher, Sadie Russo. She's got a decent 2.70 ERA, 94 Ks.
And offensively, Amia Karuba batting .364, Haley Hackett .415. They have some spark.
They do, but the preview suggests they need to keep it close, maybe manufacture some runs. It's that contrast. Arnold's bats versus Clay needing solid pitching and timely hits.
Gotcha. Third quarterfinal, 2, Fort Walton Beach versus 7, Menendez. Fort Walton's offense looks like the story here.
Definitely. Hannah Isham hitting a blistering .505, Anna Abernathy at .462, Alex Hall hitting .439 with 9 home runs. That's serious firepower at the top.
Wow, so they just outscore teams.
Seems to be the strategy. Puts immense pressure on opponents. Menendez does have some hitters. Rylan DeGrande batting .424 with 6 homers. Megan Dawson at .387.
But they're
That's the issue. Combined ERA over 6.0, according to the preview. Against Fort Walton's lineup, that could lead to a high-scoring game, maybe tough for Menendez to keep up.
Right. And the last quarterfinal in Region 1, build is the most compelling. 3, Columbia versus 6, Escambia.
Yeah, this looks interesting. Columbia seems balanced. Louisa Taylor batting .422, Kimber Long .380 with 4 homers, Sakia Mariax .378.
And solid pitching from Harley Price, 2.15 ERA, 108 Ks, seems steady.
Very steady, but Escambia brings the power. Madeline Ladner is having an unbelievable year, batting .608, 17 doubles, and she pitches.
608, seriously.
Seriously. Plus, Abby Freeman at .412, Amber Markham at .413. They can hit.
So what's Escambia's weakness?
Pitching depth beyond Ladner seems to be the question mark. If Columbia can limit the damage, maybe work counts against Ladner, their own pitching consistency might win out. It's that classic steady versus explosive matchup.
Okay, so projecting forward in Region 1, the semifinals would be?
Preview predicts 1 Baker County against 4 Arnold. That's Baker's pitching and defense versus Arnold's hitting and Bria Clark's strikeout power.
And the other semi?
2 Fort Walton Beach against 3 Columbia. Fort Walton's big bats versus Columbia's all-around game and Price's pitching.
And the predicted regional final?
It's tipped to be 1 Baker County versus 2 Fort Walton Beach. The edge goes to Baker County mainly because of that deeper pitching staff and cleaner defense against Fort Walton's powerful offense.
Makes sense. Okay, let's shift gears to Region 2, first quarterfinal.
1 Lake Region versus 8 Merritt Island. Lake Region looks like a major force primarily because of their pitching.
Yeah, those ERAs are stunning. McKenna Meadows, 0.62 ERA, 218 strikeouts. Kalen Reeder at 0.97. That's just dominant.
Absolutely dominant. And Margaret Jenkins is leading the offense, batting 500 with 3 homers and 12 doubles.
So Merritt Island, tough task for them.
Very tough. They have Elena Rowland hitting 557, which is impressive, and Rindy Amos gets strikeouts. But Amos also gives up hits. Lake Region's consistent, contact-focused offense will likely test that. Lake Region favored here.
Next up, 4, Vanguard versus 5, Tavares. This one is flagged as potentially close.
Yeah, it could be. Vanguard have that huge power threat in Jalen Whipple batting 444, 11 home runs. Hannah Davis gives them solid innings with a 2.28 ERA.
And Tavares.
Described as gritty. Pitcher Emerson Lee has a good 1.79 ERA, 127 Ks. Jasmine Lawrence brings some power. The big question is, can Tavares contain Whipple? If not, Vanguard has a clear advantage.
Okay. Third matchup. 3, Lake Wales against 6, Rockledge. Lake Wales looks like they have some pop, too.
They certainly do. Kira Davis batting 474 with 11 triples, that's speed and power. Freshman Maddie Cockrell adding 7 homers, hitting 385. Plus Anna Conroy's solid pitching, 1.73 ERA.
Rockledge.
Solid hitters, but the pitching is seen as less consistent. They'll need their pitchers like Haley Smith and Riley Ravenscroft to really step up against that Lake Wales offense. Preview leans towards Lake Wales here.
And the last Region 2 quarterfinal.
Yeah.
2, O'Galley versus 7, Citrus. O'Galley seems well-rounded.
Very. 5 hitters over 360. Good pitching depth with Isabel Gamble and freshman Evie Martin, both around a 1.35 ERA.
Citrus has hitters, but the pitching struggles against top teams.
That's the report. Strong bats like Paisley Williamson and Bailey Goodwin, but against O'Galley's depth. The preview expects O'Galley's overall strength to be the difference.
So the predicted semifinals in Region 2.
1, Lake Region versus 4, Vanguard. Lake Region's balance and pitching depth are favored against Vanguard's reliance on Whipple's power.
And the other one?
2, O'Galley versus 3, Lake Wales. Expected to be closer, but O'Galley gets a slight nod because of their pitching flexibility.
Leading to a regional final between
1, Lake Region, and 2, O'Galley. The preview gives Lake Region the slight edge to advance, citing their experience in tight games and knack for tiff at-bats.
All right, on to Region 3, first quarter final. 1, Osceola versus 8, Port Charlotte. Osceola looks formidable.
Yeah, very disciplined team, hitting 374 collectively. Angelina Rodriguez batting 493, 12 doubles. Teresa Diaz, 369 average, 6 homers.
And Aaliyah Lai pitching 2.11 ERA, 155 Ks. Strong all around.
Exactly. Port Charlotte has some power. Jalen Pinaido hitting 386 with 4 homers, Jack Kirk 2. But their pitching seems to be a concern. Lots of earned runs allowed. Osceola is heavily favored.
Okay, next. 4, Pasco versus 5, Estero. More balanced here.
Seems like it. Pasco leans a lot on Abigail Grubbs hitting 369, 3 homers, plus a 2.43 ERA with 111 Ks. A real two-way threat.
But Estero's offense sounds explosive. 5 regulars over 400.
Yeah, Ava Weinbaum batting 551, 3 homers. Dina Peregrine 411, lots of extra base hits. They can really score.
Estero's weakness is pitching, though.
That's what the preview suggests. So it could be a high-scoring game. Maybe Estero's bats give them the edge. Close call.
Third matchup. 2, Clearwater versus 7, Gulf. Clearwater hits well, too.
386 as a team. Freshman Cabela Corning is hitting an incredible 573. Veteran Julia Patterson batting 420 with 4 homers. They also have pitching depth.
Gulf's hope is their freshman ace, Giovanna Carter, 1.77 ERA, 321 strikeouts. Wow.
Phenomenal numbers. But the thinking is, unless Carter completely shuts Clearwater down, Clearwater's overall balance probably wins out.
Okay, and the last Region 3 quarterfinal. 3, Seminole versus 6, Hudson. Potential upset alert here.
That's the flag, yeah. Seminole has Caden Whitenan hitting 365, Sydney Beersley at 344, but their pitching is called shaky.
And Hudson.
Solid lineup top to bottom. Olivia Evans 492, Ashley Anderson 438, Miley Clark 370. Their pitching also has question marks, but that lineup depth might be enough. Preview slightly favors a Hudson upset.
Interesting. So projected Region 3 semis.
1, Osceola versus 5. Osceola's depth expected to handle Estero's offense. And 2, Clearwater versus 6. Hudson Clearwater's offense and pitching favored over Hudson's pitching.
And the regional final.
Predicted to be 1. Osceola versus 2, Clearwater. Osceola's favored to return to the Final Four based on their balance, experience, and Lai's pitching.
All right, last region, Region 4, kicking off with 1, American Heritage versus 8, Hialeah. This looks like a mismatch.
A significant one, yes. Yeah. American Heritage is, well, dominant. Pitching is elite. Lyric Rodriguez, 0.82 ERA. Isabella Benton, 0.98 ERA.
Stifling.
Completely. And the lineup is strong, too. Freshman Adriana Lane hitting .467, senior Ariana Reynolds .393 with 5 homers.
Quite highly, yeah.
Very few games played, high runs allowed. Yeah, the preview predicts a clear win for American Heritage.
Okay, second game. 4, Somerset Academy versus 5, American Hylia. This one sounds competitive.
It does. Somerset relies on Caitlin Diaz pitching, 2.45 ERA, 156 Ks, and Katie Bailey's all-around play, batting .444 HRs.
But American Hylia has a hot lineup.
Very hot. Freshman Jamerical Darden batting .566 with 27 RBIs. Senior Ashley Ramon hitting .525. Plus, Mia Harrison pitches well, 2.39 ERA. Preview gives American a slight edge here, maybe due to that offensive firepower.
Makes sense. Third quarterfinal. 2, Archbishop McCarthy versus 7, Dr. Joaquin Garcia. McCarthy seems consistent.
Very. 7 starters hitting over .330. Sienna Garcia pitching well, 2.33 ERA, 142 Ks, balanced.
Dr. Joaquin Garcia has hitters, but pitching issues.
That's the pattern. Ava Johnson hitting .581, Ella Lip .460, great numbers, but high runs allowed from their pitching. McCarthy's depth and pitching edge make them the favorite.
And the final quarterfinal. 3, Key West versus 6, Barron Collier. A contrast in styles.
Seems like it. Key West is steady. Young hitters, solid pitching from Brianna Brenner, 2.13 ERA. Barron Collier brings massive power players, over 520, 11 combined homers.
But Barron Collier's pitching is weaker.
Yeah, so the prediction is Key West's steady play and pitching might just edge out the power, especially in a potentially close game.
Okay, Region 4 semis look like.
1, American Heritage versus 5, American Hylia. Heritage's pitching expected to shut down even American strong bats.
And the other?
2, Archbishop McCarthy versus 3, Key West. Could be tight, but McCarthy's deeper offense and slight pitching advantage give him the nod.
Leading to a regional final of
1, American Heritage versus 2, Archbishop McCarthy. And the prediction? American Heritage advances, thanks to that superior pitching depth and overall team balance.
All right, so after all that, the predicted Final Four is set. Who do we have?
The preview points to American Heritage, Region 4 champ, taking on Osceola, Region 3 champ, in one semifinal. And the other semi is Lake Region, Region 2 champ, versus Baker County, Region 1 champ.
Let's break those down. American Heritage versus Osceola.
American Heritage gets the edge. That pitching duo, Rodriguez and Benton, plus the consistent offense. It's just seen as a bit too much, even for a strong, balanced Osceola team with Lai pitching well.
Makes sense. And Lake Region versus Baker County.
This one sounds like a real grind-it-out type of game. Could be low scoring. Lake Region's ace, McKenna Meadows, and their knack for small ball execution gives them a slight edge over Baker County's reliable pitching and Valley Shields hitting. But it's expected to be very close.
So the predicted state championship game is?
American Heritage versus Lake Region.
And the final prediction? Who takes home the 4A trophy?
The preview favors American Heritage. The reasoning points to their experience in big games, flawless defense, and that dominant pitching. But it stresses Lake Region will make it tough, expect a close, low-scoring battle.
Wow. So there you have it. A really comprehensive look, based on your info, at the Florida Fastpitch 2025 FHSAA 4A softball playoffs. We've gone through the regions, looked at key players, potential upsets, and landed on a predicted champion.
It's quite the journey mapped out. What really jumped out at you from all this? Any particular matchups or players?
You know, that potential Region 4 semi between American Heritage and American Hialeah, seeing if that offense can challenge that pitching, that's fascinating.
Yeah, that would be a great test.
And the Lake Region versus Baker County semi, that contrast between Lake Region's execution style and Baker County's solid all-around play, it really shows there's more than one way to win.
Absolutely. It highlights the diversity of strengths in 4A this year. You got powerhouse pitching, explosive offenses, really well-coached, disciplined teams. It's all there.
For sure. And, you know, these predictions are great discussion points based on the analysis, but the games still have to be played, right? That's the fun part.
Exactly. The beauty of sports.
So we definitely encourage you, the listener, if a team or player caught your ear, dig a little deeper. Look at recent trends, past playoff performance. Maybe you'll spot something the predictions missed.
Yeah, absolutely. This preview sets the stage beautifully, though. It should be a really exciting end to the 2025 Florida high school softball season.
We hope this deep dive gave you some valuable insights into who's contending for that 4A title. Now, all that's left is to watch it all happen.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Let the games begin.